Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another video in the continuation of the class videos from the Occult Adventures book. We are going over the classes. This one is going to be the Psychic. The Psychic is the closest thing that Pathfinder has to the Scion from 3rd edition. The Psychic starts with a hit dice of d6, so every time you gain a level you're rolling a 6-sided dice. You need an intelligence for your spells, but one of your areas known as disciplines will have other requirements to gain powers. So the one I picked for this Scion, I need charisma, so my most important ones was intelligence and charisma, and then I'd throw some of my higher points into dex as well, and that'd be my initial build for this thing. This one would, let's say this one's a half-orc Scion. I would add his +2 racial bonus to intelligence for the spells, because the spells go all the way up to 9th level. This class functions like a sorcerer in how the spells work. You get so many spells at each level that you know total, and then from there you can cast a more abundant amount of spells than a wizard could cast. So my intelligence needs to be a 19 or a 20 by the time I get to 9th level spells. And the higher it is, the more bonus spells you get, so starting off with an 18 or a 20 will be very beneficial. Their best save is a will save, so like most arcane spellcasters. Their base attack is no different than a wizard. By 20th level, you would have only 2 attacks. They are proficient in all simple weapons and no proficiency in any armor or shields. So the equipment I'd start my level 1 Scion with would be a light crossbow, a morning star, and a sickle. I'd probably also throw in a sling in that mix. That way I can do bludgeoning damage at a distance, and the light crossbow would be my major range weapon. Morningstar would allow me to do the piercing and bludgeoning to undead, so skeletons and such, and the sickle would allow me to do slashing damage to the zombies. So from here, let's go into the feats I would pick. I'd take the expanded Pharenic pool, which gives me 2 more Pharenic pool points. I would take the Third Eye feat, and I'd take the Fearsome spell. If you're affected by one of my spells, you then have to make a save versus fear, or be shaken for so many rounds. The discipline I would pick, which I'd get at 1st level, would be Pain. And the power it would give me is Painful Reminder. As a swift action, after I deal damage to a target, I can activate this 3 plus my charisma modifiers times per day, and make them take an additional 1d6 non-lethal damage. So that is cool. And then the second power I get is Power from Pain. For every 5 points this pain effect does, I gain 1 Pharenic pull point back for the day. My discipline spell that I get at 1st level is Persuasive Goad. I am not too familiar with that spell, so I'll be looking that one up later, but it is awesome to know what spells you're getting, so that way you don't select them a second time. At 1st level, you also get Nax, which is 0 level spells. So whatever 0 level spells you have, functioning like any other spellcasting class, you cast them an infinite amount of time per day, but being like a sorcerer class, you would only know a limited number of them. Pharenic pool is your discipline power pool. It is equal to half your level plus your charisma modifier in my case. This is different if you had a different discipline. Some of them are wisdom, and I think one of them is constitution, but I could be wrong. Pharenic amplification, and you get this at 1st level, and it's a list of them to pick from. I picked Focused Force. It cost 1 Phoenic Pool Point to activate, and a Force spell, the damage for it goes up by 1 die type. So my starting spell, of course, with this will end up being Magic Missile. That would do a D6 instead of a D4 damage. At 2nd level, you'll gain Detect Thoughts once per day as a free ability. You can also expend 1 spell slot of 1st level or higher and use the ability again each time you expend a spell slot until the next day when the ability refreshes. Phoenic Amplification at 3rd level, and I picked Will of the Dead. It allows you to use mind affecting effects on undead that are normally immune to this, since all undead are normally immune to it. Level 4, you get Discipline spell, and the one that I got was Pain Strike. Also at level 4, you get access to 2nd level spells. So this is following a sorcerer's spell trajectory that it doesn't quite even out with a wizard until after about like 7th or 8th level. At level 5, you get a Discipline power, and I picked Live On. It's like Lay of Hands and Miracle or Mercies from Paladin, but it only applies to yourself, and it's as if your level was 3 levels lower. So you're the equivalent of a Paladin 3 levels lower than your Scion level, and it only functions on you. And that would be all 5 levels there of what you get in the class abilities. Let's break down the spells known and the spells per day by level. So level 1, you will have 4 0-level spells that you can cast an infinite number of times. At the level 1 spells, you get 2 of them, and you can cast them 3 plus your bonus spells per day. At level 2, your 0-level spells you'll know is 5 total. And then your 1st level spells you'll know is still just 2, but the amount you get per day is 4 plus your bonus spells. At level 3, you still only know 5 0-level spells, but your level 1 spells, you now know 3 of them, and you can cast them 5 plus your bonus spells per day. At level 4, you now know 6 0-level spells. You still only know 3 1st level spells, but you can now cast them 6 plus your bonus spells per day. And now you get level 2 spells, and you get 1 of those at this level, but you can cast it 3 plus your bonus spells per day. At level 5, you get 6 0-level spells per day like level 4. You get 4 now 1st level spells total that you can cast 6 plus your bonus spells per day. And at your 2nd level spells, you now have 2 of them that you can now cast 4 plus your ability bonus spells per day. So that's the breakdown on the tables known and spells per day. From here, we will go into the spells I selected, which is in no means necessarily the best spells picked, because those lists are huge and there's no quick definition breakdown. So if there's spells on there that would have been better, put them in the comments below. I'm curious. So for 0-level, I picked Dancing Lights, Detect Magic, Detect Psionic Significance, which would allow me to identify if there's a psionic item nearby or psionic source, and Ghost Sound. In the past, I've used Dancing Lights and Ghost Sounds to trick the not as intelligent enemies. Besides, who wants to carry around a light source when you can have it dance around you? As I gain levels and gain more 0-level spells, I'd take Telekinetic Projectile and Read Magic, so that way I could use a boatload of scrolls to supplement my limited spells. At 1st level spells, I would take Magic Missile and Shield. As I gain more of the 1st level spells, I'd take Sleep, so I could drop a big group of weak creatures goblins, rats, sturges. And then I'd also, this is the one I'd debate on, I'd take either reduce person or enlarge. I like the idea of making my enemy smaller, but enlarge, my party members don't make a save for because they just like, yes, I want to be a giant. So there's the debate between those two. If I take the enlarged, you always cast that on the barbarian or the fighter, because why not? And then my level 2 spells that I only got 2 of: Heat Metal and Touch of Idiocy. The Heat Metal would have been my first choice, so I would have got that at 4th level. And the fun part about that is you can use that on some projectile tips and shoot those into an enemy and watch them take the damage from the heat metal as the turns go on. And then there's the Touch of Idiocy. It's always great to touch a spellcaster and watch them become an idiot. Those are the spells I picked. If there's spells that you think are better, put them in the comments below and explain why they're better. I'm very curious. So this is the breakdown of the Psychic. Hope I was clear enough on everything. Until we meet again.